implementation. I have a pretty full suite of reports from my department that have been developed. I have no idea, you must be doing that right in Tessitura, like you're not using Crystal Reports or anything like that,
Yeah,
right?
Tessitura has a...
Yeah, so that's good. I mean, I haven't been taught to run my own reports when I need them, so I still have to rely very heavily on Chris, whereas I like and have lived before in an environment where as a manager you come in, your home screen is some kind of a dashboard, right? And so we've talked about dashboards as an institution, but I don't think we're really anywhere because that's an independent effort being led by the director's office. And I think if you haven't been asked to speak with Jennifer Tao in the director's office, you probably should, because basically they're having us go in and re-enter our information into their spreadsheet, which will, and a Tableau, they'll use Tableau to develop it, but it's kind of, it's funny to me that we are duplicating that, and by some measurements that I'm not too sure about. So I think that kind of, while reporting is good, I think the dashboard, the analytical, I'm still waiting to know what was our attendance for FY17.
Oh, I am too.
Our goal?
I was trying all week to find that information, and I talked to 4 different people, and
So I think that reporting is really the biggest tool that's missing. And the other thing I'll say, because I'm not sure if it's part of what you're doing or not, but better, which is that the interactivity with our website is not intuitive. The website may be lovely, but if I try to buy tickets, and I got myself caught a couple of months ago in, I got my email, my 5 things email, which tells me the things that are going to be promoted. So then I go on the calendar and I got into this circular thing. I think I called you about that, right?
Yep.
This circular thing where it's like tickets, the event, there was no event information on there that could lead me to the decision of whether to buy tickets.
There was a button someplace, but it wasn't intuitive, like,
Yeah, and I couldn't get there. And then actually just a couple days ago, I saw a little thing about an event out at Fort Snelling, so I'm like, great, well then to get my member discount, because I am a member, I had to log in and I couldn't tell, so I didn't remember my password, and I couldn't tell which of the 5 systems the password on my printed password list that I keep under my keyboard. It's like, okay, it said shop. Well, does that mean it's Shopify? I thought that was the store. Wait, no, I'm buying tickets, so that should be the ticketing system. And it's like, so I abandoned the effort, and I'm a pretty motivated person. Of course, then I got an email the next day that program had been canceled, and I'm like, yes, because it's too hard to sign up. And I'm thinking about, if I were a member, I might pay full price rather than have to go through that. Right. So it's a miracle we have any attendance at all for ticketed programs, given how very cumbersome the interface is and the fact that there are 5 of them. So I don't know if that is within this, but you have to be able to see whether people respond, and if they don't, you have to figure out what is the obstacle. So.
Yeah, and that did come up last week too, the UX around that whole experience. Is that something that people are talking about internally? And it's on like a project?
Yeah. We have wanted to integrate, so the shop was always there. That was one of the things, not the current shop, but the old shop, I basically built the old e-commerce system, and then I migrated us to the new one, which is Shopify. And then we got Tessitura. Well, those 2 systems don't talk to each other as far as logins. And I had to build a special program to go in and talk to, so that a Shopify person who registered gets their member discount because it goes and looks in Tessitura, but there's no single sign-on, there's no like umbrella user, you log in once at the top level system, and then all these other systems know who you are. That's what we're working towards.
Okay.
Everybody wants it, but yes. So that is very
We narrowed it down by 1 when we got Tessitura, that at least people don't have to sign on by membership separately than buying a ticket.
Yep, okay.
But they do have to if they want to get a book.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have to sign on separately.
Whew. Okay. All right, so kind of going on to the next question, which you guys have already talked about some of this, but from an operations standpoint, what would you say works well, and what are some of the pain points? I've already heard some of the pain points, so if you want to repeat them, you can, but what works well, where are some opportunities for improvements? Who wants to?
You're
One
our
thing,
operations guy.
yeah. I think offer tracking, certainly like especially internal offers to Tessitura, except for like the sort of the slight hiccups where it's basically not wholly seamless. Is what we do is if we build a mailing list in Tessitura, we take the mailing list out, we put it in iContact, and then we do our promo code embedding. The nice thing is that once it gets back to Tessitura, then we have a excellent analytics as to like, you know, how many people did we send it out to, how many